Yo, what's poppin' Dynamites? Wing It Zone, Everyday Wise is here. Welcome to Mangavation, and today I'll be discussing my theory on the 100% confirmed UA Trader. Before I start, I have to say that Horikoshi is a genius, and that's pretty much all. So let's begin. The identity of the UA Trader has been the #1 most controversial topic in the My Hero community. Not only has this debate been going on for around 4 years now, but every year Horikoshi seemingly creates a scenario that would make us fans think yet another character would be a traitor. But no more. Now with this war arc finally beginning, there's no way Horikoshi is able to avoid who the traitor is because they have to reveal themselves in this war. And as of My Hero Academia chapter 253, Horikoshi done messed up and revealed who the UA Trader truly is. And it's all in this panel here. Now while reading it, you may not think anything of it, and I don't blame you because I also never thought that just with another panel, it would speak so many words. But if you know anything about this chapter, it was a chapter about Kaminari, who is the prime suspect of being the traitor. But in this chapter, Horikoshi definitely wanted to relay the message that Kaminari may not be the traitor, and the My Hero Academia community ate that up like it's breakfast. Everyone was discussing how and why Kaminari wasn't the traitor, and I wanted to do my own research to see if he actually was. And that brings me back to this panel here, where I found and confirmed the UA Trader. Before I make my case, I have to say that the traitor could only be a student or Aizawa sensei. But Aizawa is counted out because that would mean that he sold out UA to get completely annihilated by the USJ Nomu. Other teachers and students in UA we don't really know, nor do they have enough screen time to affect us if they turn out to be the traitor. So if we can agree that the traitor must be a class 1A student, then let's begin. So let's name all of the students in this panel. You have Sato, Kirishima, Aoyama, Mineta, Sero, Jiro, Ojiro, Momo, Shoji, Mina, and under this little speech bubble, if you can see, you have Toru Hagagure. All of these characters are in Class 1A. So I wanted to check the status of the other Class 1A members because in this war, the one who is missing would be the one who is a traitor, right? So in this panel, you have 11 1A students. Here you have Tokoyami and Kaminari, so that makes 13. And going all the way back to chapter 258, you have Koda, Deku, Uraraka, Ida, Bakugo, Sui, and Choto, which makes all 20 students. So that must mean that my theory of if a student is missing, then they must be the traitor is wrong, right? Well, no, not at all, because actually I'm making this video and obviously I have solid evidence, but regardless, that's not the point. Before I expose the traitor, I want you all to understand the structure of each group and their role in the war arc. Deku's team of 7 is with pro hero Burnin, and their role is to evacuate the citizens from the area because of the war. Kaminari and Tokoyami are with the other pro heroes on the front lines, and their role is to simply initiate the war with force. And the last group that we'll be talking about is Kirishima's group of 11 1A students. They are rear guards, and their role is to capture any villain that makes it through the front lines. So each 1A student is in their respective places and essentially can't go anywhere without being suspicious. Now that being said, let's go back to chapter 259 to this panel here, and let's do a quick roll call. Again, you have Sato, Kirishima, Aoyama, Mineta, Sero, Jiro, Ojiro, Momo, Shoji, Mina, and oh wait, you're missing Toru Hagakure. So is she the traitor? Now I know many of you, because you're smart, may say, well, this is 4 chapters back, and if Toru is in the panel in the present time, she probably just went to the bathroom or something and came right back, right? Well, let's put the chapters in perspective. Chapters 259 was the chapter that officially started the raid. Burnin mentioned that the queue for the raid has begun, and Endeavor's team raided the Jaku Hospital at the exact same time. So I think it's safe to say that every group reacted at this one queue. In chapters 263, Sero in the first panel said that the raid is about to begin, and right after that they received the notice that the raid has begun, meaning those events are probably happening before chapter 259 ended, meaning it happened possibly before the raid started. And also, you may not have noticed this slight change, but if you see here in the Tiger Hero speech about how the students shouldn't be casual and should prepare for potential danger, this character Shota is looking back at him along with many others. Going back to chapter 258, it seems like the aftermath of that exact message because the same guy, Shota, is still turned around and everyone's demeanor looks different. So what I'm saying is the events that were in chapter 263 were exactly before and up into the events that happened in chapter 258, meaning that it was just a recap for information. And if you still don't believe me, if you look at Sero specifically, he looks as if someone who initially was in the spot of Toru, which was Toru, has just vanished. And Mina is also looking in that exact same direction. And with Toru's quirk, she's the only person that could easily slip away in any time like this. Toru obviously has the quirk invisibility, which grants her a completely invisible body. So with that, I explained the possibilities of Toru being the traitor. Now I'm going to be giving concrete evidence. The first form of evidence is again a roll call from these two panels, which is technically one, but you know, it doesn't matter. It's in chapter 246 of the manga. Each student is entering their third internship, and although they don't know, they are getting prepared for the war that's actually happening. So from right to left, you have Tokoyami, Sui, Ochako, Ida, Shoji, Jiro, Koda, Ojiro, Sato, Kirishima, Kaminari, Sero, Mineta, Momo, Aoyama, Mina, and then you have Bakugo, Shoto, and Deku. And that's 19 of 20 with Toru not in any group. So where could Toru be? Would that imply that she faked an internship to help the villains? I don't know. And if that wasn't enough evidence, let's go all the way back to the USJ incident. After Kurogiri warped all Class 1A students away, there was a chart showing the locations of all the students. Horikoshi made a blatant effort to let us know that both Aoyama and Toru were nowhere to be found. But later we found out from Toru that she was in the territory with Shoto. That wouldn't have been a problem if it wasn't for her mentioning that she saw Ojiro in the fire zone. That brings up questions. If you witnessed Ojiro in the fire zone, then you would have also seen that he was struggling and using hit and run tactics just to survive, meaning you purposely didn't do anything but watch your comrade all alone. And despite that, you tell Ojiro you were in the landslide zone with Shoto, where the second he hit the ground he froze everything, which would also include you. So if you were with Shoto, your silhouette would have been seen, and if you were with Ojiro, you would be just a scum. However, if you look closely at the chart of the students' locations, the fire zone and the landslide zone are on the opposite side of each other, making it physically impossible for Toru to be in either place. Because again, if she was with Shoto, she would be frozen and her silhouette would be shown. So where is she? Although this seems evident, I wanted to be 100% positive that Toru was a traitor and see if she could have sparked something in the forest raid attack. If you remember, right after the final exam in the event where the students needed to capture the heroes in chapter 67, at the end of the chapter, Shigaraki was staring at a picture of Deku, and in the next chapter found himself meeting Deku at the shopping mall, where he antagonized him and let him know his goals for killing All Might. I found that interesting because it didn't seem like Shigaraki just bumped into Deku, more like he knew exactly where Deku was and walked right up to him. This is the beginning of the forest training arc and the day after getting the news about the summer training camp. Knowing that Deku was on Shigaraki's mind and obviously knowing the aftermath of the forest raid, it's the shopping mall incident that really should be looked at. Because coincidentally, Toru was the exact person to bring up the idea of going to the mall right after the news of the summer training camp. All around the time that Shigaraki was looking to meet up with Deku and right before the forest raid began. Regardless of what it said, Toru Hagakure is the common denominator for the two biggest incidents in Class 1A. And if you contextualize that to the story and everything that happened right after, the League of Villains were worried about the potential threats of Overhaul, and right after that, for 2.5 months, the League were in a battle with Gigantomachia and eventually Redestro, which right after that put Shigaraki in a position to get All for One. Basically what I'm saying is, when the league had their sights just on All Might, it's when the traitor was brought up. And when their attention was defeating an outside threat, they weren't able to proficiently use their spy until now in the war. And out of everyone in 1A, Toru Hagakure is the only missing student. So with all the evidence laid out, I have proven that Toru Hagakure is 100% the UA traitor. But that all about does it for my theory. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, definitely smash that like button and sub for dubs to join the Animites on this amazing journey. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this idea. Was I spot on, or did I miss any key points? If you would like to discuss My Hero Academia deeper, definitely join my new Discord server, link in the description below. And you don't have to leave just yet. Why not check out some of my other discussion videos in this playlist here, or check out some of the other content on Mangavation. But I love you all, and until next time, Animites stand up and win your zone every single day.